Thank you for all of your money. Go fuck yourself. Oh, Bastila has something on her mind.
How can I help?
Why did the council send me with you on this mission?
Why? I could not accomplish this on my own. I need the aid of others, especially one who is strong in the Force. The bond between us made you a natural choice. Besides, the events on Taris prove that the Force wanted to bring us together for this mission, and there is little left to chance when the Force is involved. Is that not enough for you?
It just seems odd they would send me off without a master to guide me.
I admit, there were times that I wondered if this is more than just a mission to stop Malak. There were times when I wondered if this was also a way for the Council to test my own abilities.
I get the feeling that there's more going on than I know.
I wondered if the Council wanted to see how I would help and guide you on our quest. I wondered if they were testing me to see if I was ready to become a Jedi Master myself. And then I realized how foolish such thoughts were. As the Council explained, sending a Master in our group would only have drawn unwanted attention from the Sith. The fate of the galaxy is at stake. The Council would not risk it merely to test me. They calculated the risks, and in the end chose the only option available.
I'm still not convinced.
You must learn to trust in the wisdom of the Council. Your destiny will come when it's appointed time. You mustn't be so impatient.
You're right. I suppose we should get back to the mission now.
Come on, come. Let's move on. There's much to be done.
That is a pretty good response, though. Me? You're the one who thought this was her grand audition for her masterhood.
Ah, just the person I was hoping to see. Mission didn't come with you, I see. Well, guess she's still mad at me. Oh well, it's probably for the best. This job is more up your alley anyway.
What's the job?
As you may know, tack glands can be refined to a very potent powder. It's the primary ingredient in Tarisian ale. That's what makes it so strong. Of course, now that Taris is pretty much wiped from the face of the map, Tarisian ale has become somewhat scarce and very, very valuable. Luckily, I know the secret recipe.
So you want to open a bar?
I know this guy. He's with the Exchange. Now, if I give him a small sample of Tarisian ale, he says he can synthesize it and reproduce it in mass quantities. Problem is, I need one of those tack glands to make the first batch, and now that Taris is a smoking ruin, the only place to find tack is on Kashyyyk. If you can get your hands on one of those tack glands, I'll make it worth your while.
What's in this for me?
Sorry, like I said before, I don't have any credits on me, and Greedo won't lend me any. I mean, it's like he doesn't trust me to pay him back or something. But you come through on this, and I promise you'll get a huge payday down the road. 3,000 credits. How's that sound?
Don't worry, Grif. We'll get those tack lands for you.
Yeah, I knew you'd come through for me. You won't regret this. You'll see. Just don't take too long, okay? This guy from the Exchange could stop by any day. I kind of told him I already had the stuff, so if he shows up and I'm empty-handed, well, let's just say I really, really hope it doesn't come to that.
Every choice he makes is bad. Every choice. It's like he doesn't trust me or something. Yeah. I don't think anyone trusts you. Like, at all. On Manan. You've asked Bastila why the Jedi Council sent the two of you, neither fully trained, on this dangerous mission. Based on her answer, Bastila has either blind faith in the Council or she simply prefers to avoid the question. You heard from Juhani that her people were oppressed and ostracized by the human majority. It seems that the Jedi were the only ones to treat her fairly, and maybe why she admires them so much. Perhaps In a little while, she will reveal more. It's a bummer, but I think HK-47's entire arc might be locked behind being an engineer, and probably preferably a dark side engineer. Gives you some replay value. It's just a bummer to think certain entire characters might be essentially locked off. We'll see. Wow, this is a really heavy turnover. HK-47 is near the bottom of my quest log instead of near the top because of how quickly this turns over and how few side quests I have like banked because I've been completing them. But also this whole thing like just rotates rapidly because every single character, every party member is their own quest log entry. Interestingly, it's a way of handling things. Kind of sucks that Mission's brother is the quest log here. Like, Mission doesn't get her own entry, it's just Mission's brother. And I don't think it branches into two separate quests. So I'm not sure if Mission has much more to do and say with her arc. I might just be, I might think it might just be this ongoing thing of dealing with her brother, who gets more of a storyline than her, maybe? We'll see. I'm just noticing that Mission doesn't have a quest log entry when everyone else does about like their character development. For Mission, it's just her brother has essentially replaced her as my party member's quest log entry. You guys want to see how 3 Jedi handle this? Because now we're back. Now we're in side quest mode, and one of those side quests is hunting. Let's see if we can deal with these goddamn creatures. I kind of forgot about them a little bit, so I have just enough things going on here. But there is a bounty if I can take these guys down, and they ruined me before, and I want to see if I can fix that. And maybe the solution to fixing that is, you know, 3 people with lightsabers. It can't hurt.
Oh, it's you again. I'll just let you pass. The boys in the office may need authorization in triplicate, but not me. Good hunting out there.
Good hunting out there. Now that we've stripped it of objective points and whatnot, this really did just kind of become a giant empty area. It's just a big desert. I think part of the threat of this desert was the constant random encounters that they'd throw at you. But now the random encounters are all gone. That's gone. So now it really is just a really, really big empty desert. And once I get to deal with this encounter, it'll be thoroughly out of stuff. And then I'll only ever return to Tatooine, at least as far as I know, in order to do side tasks at the town, like make more progress on the swoop races or something if I don't finish those.
Yes?
Shield should be energy only? Maybe not.
Your wish?
We all have burst of speed, huh? +4 defense and all saving throws. Nice.
Yes?
Yes?
And it's for herself. Yeah, you just have speed. You put the shield on.
What can I do?
Get that burst of speed going.
Yes. What can I do?
Here we go! There we go. Hoping for the best. Let's do flurry. It's only a -2 now. That's hopefully better. There we go.
What can I do?
Whoa! I didn't mean for him to do that. He just ran for it. And he destroyed. Holy crap.
Sure.
Wow. No kidding around here, huh? This will be a conflict, I think, is the back and forth of how much do I want to use the cool Jedi people that rip and tear everything, and how much do I want to experience the rest of the cast and bring them along to see what they're like and what they have to say. Yay! Because there's other characters I like, but these people do this. Like, holy crap. That was a no contest difference from earlier, basically. I want to go to the hunting lodge, so I might as well just teleport back. It's right by the door. Like, that was a staggering difference in capability. What's happening?
Genchopa chawi tikchok twis yun kun. Watuyama kama wona henak nek. Bugra shak kunti chiwa chawa. Dong abuk shami nonok.
I'm Bastila, yes. I take it that you know my mother?
Bona na kachu. Kicha badwang. Wanga kum kiba bu mulera. Kakin chak nawagawa bakon. Donk kiba nukunek. Tonga buk sha nagnong.
Is there something I can do for you, miss? As you can see, we're in quite a hurry.
Don't be rude, Bastila.
Kakin cha na kwat na bon kon. Wana kumbes. Chi pala mulek. Tonki pa nagnonek. Tu nikton chun chun ke nemolek rabest. Wuf mala nibo kurk.
My mother's condition?
Tin umpa do punta krita. Ak ti kondo ona chaba chisa wanki. Ti toki grantu kon chi chan kun green kanchan tu pro. Bok wala no bok cha.
I've not seen my mother since I joined the Order. Do you know what's happened? Did you say anything about my father?
Genchopa chawi tikchok twis yun kun. Watuyama kama wona henak nek. Bugra shak kunti chiwa chawa. Dong abuk shami nonok.
I see. Where did you meet her? Do you remember?
Chachika ton mulaka watayuma ka wamahona nek. Ashantington unumani patoka. Wana kuna best chinga pala multonki.
I guess we should go see your mother, Bastila.
Part of me would rather not see her at all. But if she's really sick, well, we shall see.
Oh, geez. Is this triggered just by whether or not you bring Bastila out on Tatooine in this specific location? I might have to check to see if there's like a guide, like on how to trigger the storylines of your 9 companions. Because if it's that specific, it might be really missable. Like, oh, did you get the story? Did you get that story beat here? That there's a whole story arc? Hope you brought the correct 2 of your 9 people out on this specific location. Now I'm scared. I'll try to keep an eye on that stuff. Are you the guy who pays me? I have something to sell you. I want to double check. Are these useful items? Wraith Blade. Does jack shit. Gotcha. No stats. Crate Dragon. Oh shit. +2 damage, +3 attack. Okay, I'm not giving you that. Raid Blade. Oh, I just have to manually sell them anyway. Interesting. Alright, we're on the sell screen. What would I like to sell? Certain resource types I basically never want to sell. Kalinord's armor. Item value 2,500. Oh my god. That's a decent chunk right there. I think everyone has the lightsabers they need, so I could sell these. They're lightsabers. It feels like I shouldn't. Oh my god, I've got blaster rifles for days though, huh? Go back down to my 2 number. So I just sold 6 of those. That's 150, 450. I just sold 450 of blaster rifle. I finally had more than 2 of something. My rule. I got to use my rule. Just too many frag grenades for how not effective they usually are anyway. Oh yeah, I already had this data pad explaining Kalinord's trophy kills, and I had that before I killed him. That was weird. Where did I get that from? Really? What? Now I'm curious. Yeah. So I double checked, like the quest I did earlier, the plates gave me 500. I'm curious, like, let's put the numbers in 24 and 500. Why? I don't understand. Wasn't it just a raid plate? I don't... I don't know, I can't just sit here and research this forever. I'm really... Is this... Am I... I mean, I said I had them, and it brought me to this menu. So this is just their sell value of 24. But a raid plate sold for 500 during that quest, and now they're only worth 24. It seems like a huge drop in value. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, or maybe it's an inconsistency. They did say, like, this is the best one I've seen in ages. This must be a good hunter. But holy crap, that's a price disparity of 24 to 500. Oh well, I get to make about 100, I guess. I'm just disappointed because I thought I had a big haul coming in, and I don't. Oh well. I've got some money. No. These assholes. No more talking, he says. I changed my mind. I think I'll have to hurt you now. I'm leaving. These people. They have to do so many mental gymnastics to justify the fact that I'm afraid of them, but I killed a dragon. Even though, if they knew how I killed the dragon, it's not that impressive because I just blew them up. But, you know, shit happens. And by blew them up, all that I really did was I lured them into mines somebody else set. I didn't even set the mines. It wasn't even my master plan, and I didn't even do a particularly impressive thing to execute said plan. I'm sorry, what are you talking about? Helena, Bastila, isn't that your mother's name?
Her mother was supposed to be here somewhere. Ask if they've seen her.
Is she still there?
We should try to find her. I doubt she wants to be kept waiting.
This is interesting. I don't remember this even remotely. It could just be because it's been a long time, or it could be that I never found this quest. Because maybe I just didn't happen to bring her to the right spot to trigger it. If it is that specific. Maybe that Twi'lek will conveniently find you on any random planet at your landing spot. If you happen to have Bastila in the party. I could see that being the case. And then she would just say to go to, and then just instead of saying she's here, she's here on Tatooine, she would just say she's over on Tatooine. I paused because that Jawa looked like he was going to interrupt me and do a cutscene, but then he just turned around. When they're standing right in the middle of the opening, that often means that they're about to do a thing.
There? I'm sorry, do I know you?
I'm here, Mother, but don't you recognize me?
What do you expect when I haven't so much as had a picture of you since you left? Do you know how long I've been trying to find you?
You knew as well as I communication would be impossible once I joined the Order. Now what is this about? Where is Father?
Then you haven't heard. I should have known.
Has something happened to him? Are you going to tell me or not?
Your father is dead, Bastila. That is part of the reason why I was looking for you.
Dead? What happened? What did you do to him?
Isn't this a lovely reunion? Already she's flinging insults at me. Tell me, you're one of her friends. Do you treat your mother this way?
My mother is long dead, if you must know.
Is that so? Well, I'll be joining her soon enough, I suppose.
I was told you were sick. Are you actually dying, or is this merely melodrama for my benefit?
Such sweet things, you say. Perhaps I should tell you everything first before we start arguing again.
You could start by telling me what you got Father into that killed him.
I hadn't realized Jedi was so spiteful. You want me to tell you I brought your father here for an expedition, do you? You want to blame me for his death? You never accepted that your father loved going on his treasure hunts, leaving you alone with me. I was always to blame for everything. What else is new? So yes, fine. I brought your father here to look for Krayt dragon pearls. He took an expedition into the Tatooine desert, and he died.
How can you be sure of that? Father is an experienced...
Do you think I would look for you if I wasn't sure? They were attacked by a Krayt dragon, and one of the guides fled the battle. He saw your father killed.
I see. So what do you want from me? Credits?
Oh, don't be insulting. I want you to use those senses of yours. I want you to find him. I want you to bring back his holocron.
Why? So you can sell it?
Is it too much to ask that I have something to remember your father by? Of course it is, isn't it? You couldn't be bothered.
We're very busy on a mission from the Jedi Council. I doubt I'll have the time. Ask my companions if you doubt me.
Don't you want to find your father's remains, Bastila?
What remains would there be? Great dragons are huge predators, easily able to devour a human, and the desert is a harsh environment. Finding my father's remains would be an even more impossible task than finding his holocron. An ignoble end to a fine man.
What about your mother's sickness?
It doesn't seem to have anything to do with what she's asking. Are you actually sick, Mother?
What difference does it make to you? None, I'm sure. Just find your father's holocron, and you won't have to worry about me again either way.
That's the kind of response I would expect. Very well. We'll look for the holocron if we have time. I can't promise any more than that.
I believe your father was headed north towards the Sand People Enclave. I would check along that route, dear. Do please hurry.
North? Helena, north is not one of the options. We are north. Did I hear that right? Headed north towards the Sand People Enclave. Helena, this is north. This is the most north part of the area. You can't go north from here. Whatever, the Sand People Enclave. Fuck. I think this game has no fast travel, right? Besides the ship.
Oh, good hunting out there.
And now I need to find a holocron? I'm guessing it's on a body. Is it on one of the bodies I've seen before? But yeah, like, north is where we started. I guess we're not going towards the Crate Dragon direction, but instead we're going towards the, well, this direction. Bastila does not come across very well in that cutscene. Like, just the reveal that her father is dead. It's like, what did you do? Why did you kill him? What did you do to get him killed? It's like, people die, Bastila. Like, they die of in tragic ways. They die of disease. They die of aging and accidents. And people can also kill them. But, like, the idea that by default it was her mother that killed her father is like, okay, what the fuck is your guys' background then? This seems brutal. Oh, there's more of these over here. This is an accident site, but... They actually wander around, don't they? Are you guys ever gonna leave? I thought your people left. Or were getting ready to leave, but I guess they're hanging around. You usually expect those kinds of quests to like have some kind of result. This is macabre. She claimed that he went towards the Sand People Enclave, so I'd be inclined to check this direction rather than the Crate Dragon area, although I can do both. This place is super empty. It's just that one pack of raids now. That's the only threat. The other zones had respawning enemies, and this one had random encounters essentially in the form of the Sand People, but now they're just done because they're happy with me. So now I kind of do just roam around, which in moments like this I'm grateful for. The chance to just run around and try to find what I'm missing. Although it's not the most interesting objective to have. It's just very vague. It definitely would have been nice if I happened to have triggered this quest beforehand, which could have happened, I think. I mean, he's not a Twi'lek, but I don't think he told me where the... She didn't tell me where the guide was that saw that he died. So I don't think I can ask the guide. I don't think that's a character. Okay, my quest log says that it's likely wherever crate dragons exist. I'm gonna operate under the assumption that this quest... I mean, she says north, which is incredibly unhelpful information. I'm gonna operate under the assumption that you're meant to get this quest as you come into town the first time. And so, at that point, telling you to go to the Tusken Raiders makes sense, because at that you need to deal with their entire quest chain before you can even come here. It's locked off. I'm just gonna go to where I was originally gonna go, because when I first heard about this task, I was like, I'll go to the Crate Dragon Cave. And then she said, go north to the Tusken Raiders, and I'm like, excuse me? Everything you just said contradicts what I think I'm supposed to do right now. But it's probably just one of the bodies in here. It's just sad. It's a sad moment, but it's a chance for her to grapple with the family she's refused to acknowledge all these years. So if we find the corpse of her father, then she has to reckon with the fact that her life with her father that she loved was stolen from her by the Jedi Academy. Like, they took her away and refused to let her interact with him until she even came to believe that they were right in doing so. Like, fully did the whole brainwashing of convincing them that family doesn't matter and so on, and that you should abandon these things, and that somehow leads to your enlightenment. And now she'll have to reckon with the fact that, like, that life that could have been is completely gone. Because as long as her parents were still alive, she still had the possibility of one day turning her back on this thing and going back home. No matter how slim that chance was, or how against the creed it was, or how much of a violation it might have been that might have led to her being hunted, or who knows what. I don't know how these rules work necessarily with that stuff. But, like, no matter what the violation it might have been, there was always the possibility of returning to her family, because they were there. And now, the family member that she loved the most is dead, and reckoning with that can fuck with someone. Technically, the very act of doing this is kind of tempting her towards the dark side. If I was completely exclusively interested in what would lead to light side outcomes based on what the Jedi claim, and not going for, like, the I want to see the story elements and whatnot, I would probably avoid exactly this, because it's likely to result in conflict with her. Whereas if she doesn't ever confront these feelings, then she can just not confront these feelings. This holocron has been cracked and worn by the sands and wind, but is still marginally operational. When activated, it shows a holographic image of a middle-aged human man, and appears to have been used as a means to record his personal thoughts over many years. Aww. It's not even just a final message before he died, but like a years of chronicled information. It could have all this talk about how much he missed his daughter, and the good times they used to have. Just really twist the knife. Still can't fast travel out of here. I'm trying to think, is it faster to once I get out of here, is it faster to travel to Ebon Hawk and run back to the cantina, or just to sprint across this desert? Because I think it might be faster just to run across the desert than to teleport to the Ebon Hawk and then run across town. But it's hard to say. I should be doing this more. She's absolutely brutal to her mother. Suspecting her mother of faking her illness, suspecting her of Yeah, I can make a little more money while we're here. Suspecting her of faking her illness, suspecting her of killing her father, and being responsible for everything that's wrong in her life, essentially. And a lot of little darknesses like that are pretty brutal.
I'm here. What is it?
Sure.
Yes? What is it?
Yes?
Your wish?
Got him.
Yes?
I will be your doom!
Bastila. Come on, man. I'm not... The AI is interesting. I'll note that I am not in solo mode. I feel like if you're not in solo mode, the AI should at least join the fight. I didn't split off or anything. One of these days I'm gonna lose a battle and then find out that I'm gonna turn around and find out that like half my party just didn't come along, and I'm gonna be very frustrated.
Yes? Your wish? What can I do?
Everyone gets to take turns healing, yay! Oh my god. Like, this is the way to go, just run around with a bunch of Jedi. But then, characters and their reactions and personalities, don't we want those? Guys. That gap closing ability is fantastic.
I'm here. Your wish?
I shouldn't have used a normal attack because we were never going to be able to use force jump at that range. $550. Holy crap. Did they each give $550 or just the one? I only saw the one. Maybe it's just like a you killed all of the raids in the desert experience bonus one time bonus. That's just a lot. I definitely wonder if Bastila will show the kind of introspection I'm hoping for. Like the conflict here. And there's a little hint about like how it might be more complicated than even she thinks. Maybe her monster, wow, I can't say mother all of a sudden. Maybe her mother was awful. Or at least not friendly enough and kind of like rude and cruel, and that leads to the persona. But maybe it isn't as, maybe she isn't as at fault for a lot of things as Bastila thinks she is. Maybe it does have more to do with these ideas of like her father being gone all the time on adventures and her mother getting blamed for a lot of things. Bastila's impressions are also entirely based on a very young age. So it's a long time ago, but also her warped perspective as a child.
I'm here.
Back already? Have you even looked for the holocron yet?
I have the holocron, Mother. I'm just not sure I want to give it to you.
And why not? Would you deny me even that?
I've never denied you anything, Mother. You may think I don't remember what it was like before I left for the Order, but I do. You were the one who pushed Father to go on one treasure hunt after the other. You loved living in wealth. You think I don't remember the fights? You were eager to send me to the Jedi even though I didn't want to go. You took Father away from me. And now this holocron is all I have of him.
Fool girl. You have a strange way of remembering things. That wasn't...
No, I don't wish to argue with you anymore, Mother. It's time we parted ways now, for both our benefit.
Maybe you should listen to what she has to say.
You don't know her. My mother is notoriously deceptive when she wants something. Why should she have the holocron?
Is it too difficult to believe that I am a dying woman who simply wishes to see her husband one last time?
I find it difficult to believe anything you say, Mother.
Maybe one of you should be the first to give the other a break.
You're right. It shames me, but I find it difficult to let go of the past. I'm sorry, Mother.
I was hard on you, dear. I wasn't a very good mother to you. I know that. Your father loved you so. He wanted you to be just like him. He wanted to take you on his hunts, but I said they were too dangerous.
Treasure hunting is a dangerous occupation.
I always tried to keep him from the dangerous ones, but he would have none of it. It was a reckless life we led. Always moving. I didn't want that for you.
So that's why you gave me to the Order?
What do your father and I have to show for all those years of hunting? Nothing. That was no life for anyone, especially not someone as gifted as you, your father. He spent all his last years trying to pay for my treatments. That's why he went for the pearls. I begged him not to, but...
Your treatments?
I'm dying, Bastila. I did not lie about that. It's been a long time in the coming, and there's really nothing that can be done anymore. I told your father to let me go, but you know how he was. Stubborn, like you.
I'm so sorry, Mother. I don't know what to say.
Keep the holocron, Bastila. It would do me good to know you have it. This talking to you. This is what I really needed before I
know. Thank you. I'm glad we talked too.
Well now, you said you had important business, and you were never one to mince words. You there. You take care of my daughter, you hear me?
As if she'd let me.
You make her let you. She's too much like her father in that respect.
Where are you going to go?
It doesn't matter, dear. Don't you worry about me.
Here, take these 500 credits. It's all I have. Go to Coruscant and find a doctor. I'll meet you there after what I have to do.
But I already told you there's nothing that can...
Please take it. I want to see you again, when we can talk.
All right, I will. You do what you have to, Bastila. You go make your father and I proud.
I'll try. Farewell, Mother.
The details were shifting rapidly and wildly during that. So I was like, why is Bastila so hard on her exactly? Like, I'm sure she was awful, but she's like really hard on her, like, you killed my father hard. And then she's like, she's revealing that her father apparently was being pushed to go on those hunts by her mother loving the lavish lifestyle so much. But then it kind of gets contradicted. And, you know, because she's like, you think I don't remember, but I do remember. But she was very young, so even though she thinks she remembers, who knows how much she really does. It does sound like her father really did want to go on those hunts, and that she apparently says that she was trying to keep him away from the dangerous ones. So maybe that's what the arguments were about, was about which types of hunts to go for. Or maybe they really did go through like stages. Maybe early on, maybe there was a whole phase where she did want him to go on these big money hunts to make money. Maybe she was greedy at some point. But it does ring true on some level that it might be true that she was trying to keep him away from the really dangerous ones, and also sent Bastila away because their lifestyle wasn't a fit place to raise a daughter. Because now they're down to nothing, and they have none of the riches, none of the money. And they were constantly at risk and constantly moving. Then you have the tragic reveal that the father died specifically trying to pay for her treatments. So one way or another they cared about each other. And that's the most important element, I suppose. And so the other fogginess doesn't matter as much. obviously the daughter situation matters, but the other details about like ultimately they loved each other, and so when she was dying, he didn't just leave or anything. He risked his life with a dragon in order to find her the money for her treatments. It's just that didn't pan out that way.
How can I help?
So do you feel better now?
Yes. That brought me a lot of peace. More than I thought it would have. Thank you for urging me toward it. After all my training, I would have thought it would have been easier. Apparently, I still have much to learn.
I'm surprised she even has that much memory of her parents, honestly. I get the feeling that she was taken into Jedi training older than I would expect. I always just think about the fact that I think, if I remember correctly, Anakin Skywalker was 9 years old. And I think that stood out to me specifically because I saw that movie as a 9-year-old, and that the character was also 9. But I could be wrong about that. I might be making that up. I might be adding my own age to the narrative, and it was never a thing that I remembered because of its coincidence or anything. I don't know. But if he was 9, like then at that age, I would kind of see why you might be remembering enough of your parents. But if 9 was too old in the prequels, I would expect them to be taking kids even younger than that. And if you take a 5-year-old from their parents and train them in a completely different context throughout all their life, and then they come back as like what, like Bastila's what, maybe 25 or something? He's probably somewhere between 20 and 30. It's really hard to tell with video game and anime characters a lot of times what they're going for. I would vaguely guess she's like 24 or something. And if that's the case, she would have not known her parents for like 20 years while living a completely different life in a completely different place. And I don't know how much you would remember them at that point, or if you'd actually would straight up forget your parents after long enough. Like, you might know they exist and their names and some like ideas about them, but like the visceral connection and like really specific memories, I don't know. I feel like I have to Google this or something now. KOTOR, can you get Swoop parts upgrades? Yeah. There are no Swoop bike upgrades, nor can you continue after the game has been beaten, says the top result, apparently. Yeah, people, there's just a bunch of threads just saying you can't upgrade your bike. Fuck. I might just move on with my life then. I don't know if I want to keep doing Swoop bikes races over and over again. Maybe later. I'm not feeling it right now. So I kept putting it off, thinking, oh, I'll come back after I upgrade my Swoop bike, because like many characters talk about Swoop bike upgrades, and like the NPCs generally have a case of small universe syndrome or whatever going on, where we're just like they're like, ah, meet me on Manon. Where on Manon? You know, on Manon. What? It's a planet. Yeah, on Manon. You'll know the place. Maybe I'll find out something about Manon that makes sense for that, but you know what I mean.
I heard what you did out on the dunes. I'm impressed. I'd never have thought a tenderfoot like you could bring down a dragon.
Who are you? What is it you do?
My name is Doric Quinn. I'm a hunter. I hunt. Is that enough, or should I start listing my family birthdays? If that's what you want. See you around. Good.
Done with you. I just want to sell my raid plates. I got them along the way, and we might as well get rid of those. My god, it's so many items. Yep. Alright, so I ultimately got 400 credits, or 200 credits, between the two sets of raid plates. That's something. Yeah, everyone keeps name-dropping Swoop upgrades, and like, because of how small universe some of the comments can be, that really feels like they're dropping repeated hints at getting Swoop upgrades the same way you might drop repeated hints at the Tusken Raiders being the solution to all your problems on this planet, like that kind of thing. The dialogue has patterns, and so based on that, I strongly suspect that the Swoop bike upgrades were a mechanic they were working on and then got scrapped. Because if the internet says there are no Swoop bike upgrades, then that's very strange considering all the dialogue that clearly seems to be indicating that there are Swoop bike upgrades. We're pretty much leaving, so I just want to double check. Was there anything cool I'd want? Like Jama Hagra's carbine? Or something? Or awareness on a headpiece. Immunity to crits and a few different skills. It's relatively cheap, honestly. +3 to all. Fuck, it's still too expensive. It's really expensive. +3 to all saves is good shit. And these are all single use. I think I remember there being cooler stuff here. Maybe I was thinking of the Tatooine one. I think we're more or less done with Tatooine. I don't know if I want to keep doing those swoop bike upgrade, swoop bike races. I mean, with the difficulties I was having. I was really leaning on the idea of there being upgrades.
Hey there, what can I do for you?
I want to talk to you about your brother.
I'm worried about Grif and his latest plan. I got a bad feeling about it. He doesn't know anything about brewing Teresian ale, and now he's got himself mixed up with the exchange. Sometimes Grif can be so stupid. Part of me just wants to let him get what's coming to him.
You absolutely can turn your back on your own brother. But this is also... these are rough comments. You can't turn your back on your own brother.
Why not? He turned his back on me. He abandoned me on Terrace, so maybe I should just leave him high and dry now. Maybe a couple broken kneecaps will do him some good. Maybe that's just the kind of jolt he needs to turn his life around. Only, what if they do something worse? They might kill him. I don't want him to die. He doesn't deserve that. But I just can't keep supporting his crazy schemes. Someone has to teach him a lesson.
No one can teach him this lesson, mission. He has to learn it himself.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm not gonna change him. Grif is gonna keep on being Grif. Maybe if we get these tat glands for him, things will work out. Or maybe he'll finally see the light and turn over a new leaf. I know it's not likely, but it's all I have to hope for.
Light side points gained, apparently. Yeah. You absolutely can turn your back on family, especially if they behave certain ways. But the other one was like, yeah, let the exchange kill him. Was like, okay, I'm not gonna pick that option, and that's the only one besides picking the stop bothering me. I don't like these conversations you keep having with me option. Primary colors now. Violet. Yes. And I don't want to use Bastila's color, and I want to keep her as yellow, because that's like her design color, so might as well leave her there. The other character's currently blue, so I'll go green. I like green and purple. We got a little contrast going on now. This is Sigil. 1 to 6 plus 1. +2 +3 is great. Oh my god, massive criticals, +2 to 12 damage on crits. It's kind of a big deal. Crit threat range is not amazing though, and I don't have a crit increasing skill that I use. Attack +3, more like attack +3, damage +2, bam! So this has attack modifier of +4 and bonus damage of like... It's like +3 to 7 or something. It's a big chunk of damage. I still have an offhand. A chance of stunning. Bonus attack and bonus damage. I think this is Bastila's. Let's get her back to yellow. Give her a stun chance. We got something going on now. Okay. Hello, Calo Nord's battle armor. Oh. Immune to crits, immune to mind effects, and +3 defense. Fuck. That'll take them to 12 defense. That's pretty good. Don't have the parts for it, but it's good. Those are both full upgraded already. Oh yeah, a lot of my Karth has not, but a lot of my stuff has been, a lot of my weapons have been fully upgraded. Oh yeah. I can dig these colors.